Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to the Journeyman Sports Podcast. I am Garrett, one half of the show. Other half is my cousin Cade. Couldn't be here for this one, but excited to bring you guys this video up late at night. It's like 2:30 in the morning. This is being recorded a couple days before this gets put out, but wanted to talk about the Los Angeles Clippers, the little brother to the Los Angeles Lakers, and their team is in an interesting position as we go into the offseason. The last couple of years, we know they've had Paul George and Kawhi. It's been the duo that has never really played very much together, but when healthy is one of the best in the league. And they find themselves at quite the crossroads with Kawhi and Paul George. And we've heard a lot in the media about Kawhi. You need to get rid of him by all means necessary. And to me, I don't think it's a by all means necessary. I think they could keep Kawhi and still be successful next year. But in this hypothetical, I want to propose a trade of sorts for the Clippers and then kind of say a couple of things I think they should do to ensure they're back in the playoffs next year and potentially even put themselves in a better spot than they were this year. So, first off, it's going to start by signing the in-house guys with Russell Westbrook and Mason Plumlee. Both of them played very well down the stretch of the season, especially in the playoffs. Both those guys proved their worth. I think Westbrook has a home with the Clippers. I think the fans love him. I think he's happy there. And as we saw in the playoffs, he looked like his old self at times, and that's a big win if you're the Clippers. Mason Plumlee really brings a lot of versatility for them. Not exactly with scoring, but just passing the ball, rebounding, scoring when needed, and shooting a very, very high clip from the field and from the line. So I think it starts by retaining those two guys. I'm not exactly sure. They don't, whatever they do, whether Tyronn Lue's contract is up, they need to get him back, but do not let him go. My opinion, either him or Eric Spoelstra, best coach in the league. Mike Brown of the Kings, too. We know he won Coach of the Year, but those are probably my top three coaches. I think the Clippers need to keep Tyronn Lue. He showed what he can do with a severely undermanned team in the playoffs, and they gave the Suns everything that they could. And now the third component, which is the biggest kind of what if, and I don't think this exact trade will happen in the offseason. I think this player will get moved in Karl Anthony Towns. I'm proposing that the Clippers and the Timberwolves essentially trade straight up. Can throw in a couple seconds to the Clippers with Karl Anthony Towns, but I want Karl Anthony Towns on the Clippers. Trade him for Kawhi, bring a couple second round picks in too for the Clippers. But this is an interesting trade to me. I think Karl Anthony Towns is going to get moved this offseason. I think he's a very solid player, 21, 8, and 5. And he's going to bring something to the Clippers that they haven't had, which is a dominant big man. And I think you pair that with Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Eric Gordon, what's his name? Norman Powell, Bones Highland. You get all this mix, and I think a dominant big is what the Clippers really need. And I mean, you could even do that for Paul George too if you want to keep Kawhi. But me personally, I think Paul George is more capable at this point in his career of playing for extended periods of the season and being there for the end of the season, which is ultimately when you're going to need them most. But I think this is an interesting move for both sides. You get Anthony Edwards, a really dominant co-star when he's there, but the Timberwolves are in a really interesting spot, especially with the Gobert trade. I mean, I think everyone saw that blowing up in their face from a mile away, except for them. But they're going to be in a tight spot. I think Cat will get moved this offseason, and it could just be for draft picks back. But I also think if you're the Clippers, you should try and be active in the Karl Anthony Towns market or in the market for a big or another wing player. So, yeah, those are just my three kind of things I would recommend to the Clippers to help take a step up going into next season. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If I'm an idiot or if I could take over the Clippers and be hosting or hoisting a title next year. So yeah, thank you guys as always for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, keep sharing, keep tapping in with us. Appreciate you as always for watching, and we'll see you next time.